Yo, welcome back to VLR with Justin Newland. Once again, we are on the Cyan route now. We've only just done the first puzzle, and we are heading back, I think, to do some talking and investigating before we go to the Ambidex game. And this little bit popped up as just after we came up the elevator, so I'm thinking maybe this investigation portion is also going to be slightly at least different than the last time. If not, then we're going to cut once the new stuff ends and cut to where I find other new stuff, which, I don't know, for all I know, may be the AB game. So, continuing. Yes, indeed, Clover, this is the crew quarters.
Just as the note said, we had no trouble getting in here.
That means we can go to the infirmary or the lounge?
Yeah, we can check out any of them.
So why are we bothering to go in here?
Hey, look, Grandpa! They got a poster of a lady in here! It looks like the ones you got back home!
Okay, weird thing to exclude about court.
This one's pretty hot. I think we're talking at least 14, maybe even 15 EU.
Agreed.
I sure would like to take it home with me. Unfortunately, I don't think this is really the time for that. Let's keep moving.
I don't know that any of us would fight you on it, but okay. Since when were they buddies? Oh, okay, so this is just a different version of, recalling. Okay. Yeah, just how close were
Let's
they
go,
as
buddy.
well. So it's...
I can't wait to get out of here and back to my, grandpa videos.
Oh,
Thanks.
you mean the ones you keep in the locked cabinet?
Shh! You're being too loud, Quark.
Oh,
You
right,
have to
because
say
yours
these
was so
things
quiet.
quietly.
Yeah, that's creepy. Okay. So technically that wasn't actually new, but it was a different version of the same data, or information. I guess I could say data there, but information's a little more appropriate. Yep, nothing's changed up here.
Oh, you're finally done?
Yes. Done with your shit!
You were taking so long. I hopped off for a little nap.
Yeah, for some reason my control is not working correctly.
Yawning?
There. Now
Really?
we're back on track.
You're just a computer program. You don't get tired.
Hey, B.O. My temper's got a hair trigger, and you're awfully close to pulling it. So I'd watch my mouth if I were you.
I am pretty sure so
Otherwise-
far this
Forget it.
still the same.
Alright, namely.
Okay, this is absolutely just what we've already been through. So
But-
skipping.
Anybody
We are skipping through the
the two
things.
members.
Then you mean
Blah 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 blah
What do we
blah.
play
Doesn't look like
just
anything
like
is new
you
yet.
play?
Wait, what's...
I would most you
Blah 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 blah. Nothing
no,
new.
the
Blah blah
makes
blah.
sense.
Skipping.
Like,
Or what do you...
I think.
And the door's open. Discover right here the firefighter that was in this room. Alright, so we discover the body of a lady.
Why you asked us to hurry up?
Okay. Yeah, and oh no, dead person.
An ambit 40?
Yes, blah blah blah, and
Something wrong. What are you talking? Of course there isn't. Let's get inside.
Yeah, so and discover the dead body. Right? Is that not what we discover immediately? Why are we looking around? Isn't she
This
right in
looks
the middle
just
of the
like the
floor?
room we woke up.
Yeah. Well, there's one
That
thing that's
screen.
different. Okay. Did we not discover that until the second Ambidex game? No. Maybe this is different. Oh, oops. Oh, okay. We have just started. So. Am I misreading the events? I guess.
What the hell are you doing, you idiot?
What? I
Did
just
you
pressed the
even
start
read
button.
what it said? Once you press that button, it locks the door for 40 minutes. Now, thanks to your stupid ass, we're stuck in here for almost an hour.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
really.
Okay, so this is a bit different.
Hey! Looks like everybody's closed their AB
But if everyone's
gates.
done it anyway. AB game.
That's the door
Yeah,
to the
obviously.
AB room, silly.
Yes, obviously.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be continuing my earlier explanation.
Now, let's get this party started. Let me tell you about since it's a game. But each well, so now Or that.
Yeah, once again, back to that's why there was that cut, because we are doing
don't.
stuff that is
First,
exactly the same no matter what.
You should. Oh, you would be. It's a
Who
little.
are we up against this time?
The
Alright, Alice.
plus and
Now that's an
minus
interesting
are
conundrum.
So you'll get to be.
Do I think
that.
Alice will betray
Just
us?
put a smile on your.
She didn't try to betray Clover, but she seems to know Clover.
Next
So-
is what if that happened. We called somebody did that to me. What's gonna?
There won't be
But
too much of a
it's when you
penalty if we
choose
choose
time.
ally
We call
anyway,
that
and it will be
a
good to know
service.
whether
I mean,
she
what-
plans on ally.
Undefined the very. This if that happened. Absolutely.
Yes, yes, blah, blah, blah.
We call as the. You're probably wondering. No, remember the two you that doesn't. You both. In other words. Okay. I think that. Well, it'll just have to wait. Hush now.
Yep. Loading begin.
Anyway, don't do something harebrained and wait until the last minute. You got plenty of time, so think it out. Bye-bye now. Have a nice trust.
Man, what are we gonna
About
do?
the AB game?
Yeah. Should we choose ally
Yeah,
or betray?
it's a tough call.
Interesting. She's not.
This is really
immediately
kind of an interesting
gung-ho
game.
Towards betray this time.
It seems like it's based on the prisoner's dilemma.
Yes. What's that?
You've
Oh,
never
please
heard of
don't
it?
just go
It's a
into
thought experiment that uses game theory to examine why people do or don't cooperate.
Are you really about to launch
Let's
into it?
say
Oh, for
Apple
crying
and
out loud.
Banana have committed a serious crime.
We've already done the AB game before. I've already explained most of this,
I just
but
gave them
fine.
the first names. They don't mean anything. Anyway, Apple and Banana are caught by the police, and in other words, there's no way for them to contact each other. And they're not like telepaths, so that's the setup.
Boy, there was no need to bring that up,
following
but,
me?
except for we know what kind of game this is, so...
So, a detective show. He visits each cell. Goes something like,
You can both clam up if that's what you want. We're gonna have to put you both in the slammer for 2 years if you do. Now, if you flip on your pal over there, tell me everything. I can get your sentence reduced to 1 year. That means your buddy will serve 15, but that ain't your problem, right? Of course, if he decides to spill the beans, it goes the other way. He gets 1 year, and you get to spend 15 years eating government cheese. You're probably wondering if both of you confess. Well, I can shave off a little time for saving me trouble, but you'll still both do 10 years. So, punk, what's it gonna be? Gonna give me what I want? Or you gonna keep that trap shut? Of course, I told your partner the same thing I just told you. I wonder if you can trust him to keep the cat in the bag. No rush.
Yeah, so
yeah,
basically,
what would you do?
we're in anyway.
Say you were in Apple or Banana's shoes.
If my erstwhile criminal associate Banana is going to keep his mouth shut, then the best choice for me is to spill the beans. That way I only serve 1 year. But what if he confesses too? Then the smart thing to do would be for me to do the same. After all, if he cuts a deal and I don't, then I'll spend 15 years in prison. If I confess, I can shave 5 years off that. Then it seems like the best choice is always going to be confess.
Interesting. But you're forgetting something important. That
Which is?
Banana will be thinking the same thing. So you'll both confess, and you'll both end up serving 10 years. Do you get it? If you both trusted each other, then neither of you would have served more than 2 years. But because you both made the decision based on your own self-interest, you're gonna spend 8 more years in prison. In other words, the logical decision leads not only to a less desirable outcome on the group level, but also a pretty shitty situation on the personal level too. You see now? The A-B game is the prisoner's
Yeah, which is
dilemma.
why you chose Apple Banana. If we trust Alice, we can both increase our BP by 2. But if we don't trust each other in the long run, it won't benefit either of us. Which is why these scores
Yeah,
are
but
so
this is
screwed
where
up
it gets
comparatively.
interesting. Let's say for a moment all 9 of us are on one team. Who would we be playing against?
Zero,
Right.
of course.
So we can assume the 9 of us are fighting Zero in the AB game. If you look at it that way, what would we want to do to beat him?
Always ally.
Just look at the... Say we all picked Ally. What would our total points be?
Well, 9 times 8, 2 times 9 is 18, so
Okay.
18 points.
Now let's say one of the pairs chooses Betray.
The pair pick Betray will get 3 points each, so in total they'll have 6 points. But the solo they betrayed will have 2 points subtracted, so the total gain for that game would only be 4 points. The other 2 groups would choose ally for that
Yeah.
round. So for the other teams, you'll get 6 each, which will give you 2 times 6 is 12, plus 4, 16 total.
So what is that?
If we consider all 9 of us to be on the same team, we need to all always choose ally to get the most points. And we don't know it yet, but because the game automatically causes everyone to ally, once again I reiterate, best thing is to keep everyone in the group, keeping an eye on everyone else, keeping everyone honest, saying, hey, it's automatically going to ally. If you're trying to go in, it's only because you're trying to betray. If even one person chooses to betray, the total points we get goes down.
Exactly. In this game, if each individual acts for the benefit of the whole group, everyone benefits.
And we might be able to do something with this knowledge if you would, share it with more than just me.
But if everyone starts looking out for themselves, it'll impact the group negatively. And
Granted,
eventually,
she didn't know
it'll
this
impact
until this
them
first
negatively
AB
too.
game, but she could say something immediately after it.
If all of us choose betray, then the group gets 0 points. Ultimately, nobody benefits, not even the individual. In other words, selfish but logical decisions hurt everyone, and they hurt you.
Or can, at a minimum. What you're saying is that I should pick
I
ally.
mean the opposite. If you're going to make
What?
the most logical choice here, the only option is betray.
Okay, so no, she is absolutely
No, I
still
didn't.
gung-ho.
It's not the prisoner's solution. It's the prisoner's dilemma. Even though there's an outcome where everybody's happy, the choice you'd have to make for that outcome isn't the rational one. You
Yes,
want to
well-
pick it, but you can't.
Except for one thing that you're missing. You're in this situation. I'm sitting in a chair playing a game, so I have no problem picking ally.
A dilemma. If we choose ally, and Alice does too, then yes, it'll be great. All 3 of us will get 2 points. That would be ideal, obviously. And it would help everybody. But what if Alice chooses betray?
Our BP will go down to
Right.
1.
And if that happens, we're screwed. So,
20 minutes.
unless we can be certain that Alice will choose ally, we don't have a choice. We have to choose betray. Unfortunately, we don't have any way to know that for certain. That means we have to make the rational choice. It would be great to make the right choice, but we can't.
Once again, who's this we? Can we quit looking around and just push the button or what? If you don't mind telling me, what did you mean by that? I'm guessing something happens if our BP hits 0, right? Blah blah blah, yes. You do know something. Yeah, there's something weird about you from the med. Sorry, how'd you know my
knock
name?
it off. This is getting old.
Yes, very much. Can we just... I don't care if it's getting ancient. This is important. I don't know you, but you seem to know me somehow. The only explanation I can think of that makes any kind of sense is that you're working with
What
Zero.
about you? Are you
What?
working with Zero?
Me? Why would
You're
you
too
think
calm. You wake up trapped in some kind of twisted game and it doesn't even faze you.
that? It didn't really
That
seem to
hardly
faze you,
seems
but
normal.
okay. Oh, come on. I could ask you the same
Don't change
thing.
the subject. We're talking about you. Maybe you actually do
Yeah,
know me.
yeah. Don't change the subject. You changed it first. Where the hell did that come from? Look, I already told you, I've never seen you before in my life. What, I think? Okay, I guess indeed. Only I think. Excuse me?
Sigma, just let it go. Our time's up. This is it. Before it ends, I wanted to tell you thanks. You know we're about to die, but you still stuck with me. So, thank you, Sigma.
Okay, well that's pretty clearly
Goodbye.
memories from a future. So, morphologic fields again. Morphogenic? The fields from the first game, passing information through time. Though
What's wrong?
it would appear from myself
So
to
what?
myself this time. The
Explosion?
explosion! I think there's a bomb somewhere in this building. I'm not sure, but it sounded like it was on a timer. You and I were trying to stop it, but we couldn't do anything, and...
Whoa!
and-
Sigma, calm down. What are you talking about? What is it
Ah,
now? It
my head.
hurts. You know,
Yeah,
you said it hurt when you first woke up in the AB room, too.
it didn't just hurt, it felt like it was going to
Are
explode.
you alright? Maybe
think
you should
so.
rest a little.
Yeah, maybe I could just lay my head in your lap for crying out loud.
Of course, I shouldn't have worried.
Fine, I spent the rest of the time until the door opened in silence. AB game was forgotten as I tried to make sense of what I'd seen. Had it been real in any way, or was it just hallucination brought on by stress, or maybe some strange drug they dosed me with while I was out? It had seemed real, though. Was it a premonition? I had to stifle a bark of laughter at the thought. Yeah, well, I might too if we hadn't just played a game where that was literally the concept. Seeing the future? No. Remembering the future. This wasn't some crappy sci-fi novel. That's a weird jab to take at yourself. Things like that didn't happen. I was just tired. The stress in an honor game was probably getting to me more than I thought. I was tired. I was emotional. Hallucination was strange. Really, it was perfectly understandable. What if I wasn't losing it? What if I was fine? What if it hadn't been a hallucination? Are we gonna vote or what? My mind running in circles. Yeah, today.
5 minutes remain. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed,
yeah, and now they
any
mention
non-voting parties
which
will
again, I'm
automatically
presuming they're
ally.
still going to not utilize my strategy or even mention it as a possibility once we get out, despite now learning this.
What, do you need a translator? If you don't vote fast enough, then it'll set your vote to ally. Make sense? Or do I need to use smaller words?
So if you plan to pick ally, then you don't even really need to go into the
I
AB
guess
room.
not. We're already in here, though.
I don't know, maybe they
So
will
we might
mention
as
my
well
plan.
figure out what we're gonna do.
I mean, for the
What's
next
it gonna
time.
be, Sigma? Ally?
Why are you even asking? You made it pretty clear we should
Well, I
choose
didn't
betray.
say should. I just said we didn't really have a choice.
That's
It's
the same
completely
thing.
different. The former is an active opinion. The latter is just passive information.
Yeah, you're pretty passive
Yeah.
information. Never really finished our conversation. You said we'd be screwed if our BP dropped to 1. What did you mean by that? Is something going to happen if our BP gets to 0 or something?
We die. If our BP
What?
drop, the needles in our bracelets activate.
Are you sure? Well, how the hell do you know that? Zero never said
I
anything
don't
about
know.
it.
I swear, I don't. I know somehow.
I mean, it does stand
There's
to
just
reason.
this feeling I've got. Like, that's what'll happen.
Oh, come on, that again. You fed me the same line when I asked you how you knew my name. How can you know all these things when there's no way on Earth? Getting tiresome. Wait,
What?
did you see it? What? Did you have some sort of, I don't know, premonition?
What?
Why would you
What
be
the hell are
asking
you
her?
talking about?
She
You sounded like a
did.
crazy person the first time.
Then you
Seriously,
have it.
Sigma, are you... I think there's something wrong with you.
Thanks. That's not just bleedingly obvious at this point. This was wrong. Fi was supposed to be acting strange, not me. Instead, here she was asking if I was okay. But what if it wasn't just her? What if I was losing it too? I groaned. My head felt awful. It was like someone had thrown my brain in a food processor and hit puree. And we are all out of time.
1 minute.
Hey,
Well,
so what are you gonna pick? If you aren't going to do it, then
No, I'm fine. I'll
you're
do
gonna
it.
choose betray. Right?
Sure, don't worry about it.
Alright, take it away.
30.
I stood in front of the selection screen and took a deep breath. This was it. Ran over my options one last time. There was only one possible choice. Vote recorded. Please wait.
Round 1 of the Ambidex game results will be displayed
Yes, of course they
in
will.
the warehouse. Thank you for Ambidex.
Let's go see the results. Yeah, we still have time. It's fine. I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others running toward the projection, shoving and pushing to get closer.
What the hell were you thinking? Did you hear it?
Blah, blah,
Ben?
blah. Well, I want to
It's
believe in
not
Alice.
really a rational...
I know. And I didn't ask you, so...
What's up? Siggy!
Hey, what are you kids doing? We're about to announce the...
Yeah, good for you.
Let's go. We'll find out if you made...
Alright. And if not, we have valuable information, and one more round at least to make use of it.
Looks like you're all here.
Let's get ready!
Plus, we, the player, can gain some more information about
If
the
everybody
trustworthiness
listens direct.
of these general groups. Did they betray again? Yep. Dio allied. That's curious. Alright.
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check
So,
the numbers
what
on
that
our
definitely
bracelets.
tells us is that Alice trusts Clover, But she doesn't trust anybody else, which makes sense. That's how Clover works as well. Well, no, except that Clover even betrayed Alice. Hey, Alice! What the hell is this?
I just made the most rational choice. The best way to minimize risk and maximize reward in this situation is to choose betray. Anyone who thinks otherwise is, well, an idiot.
Why did you do it?
The same question. Why did you do something as stupid as choose ally?
Why haven't you heard? Oh, for crying out loud, really?
Oh, really?
Let's choose blah blah blah.
Kay and Clover chose betray too, you know.
Yes, and that is explicitly why it is not in your best interest for us all to choose betray. If all the rest of us had chosen betray, but anyone else had chosen ally, then suddenly they would be super points up, and you would be at 0 additional points, which would actually put you behind as well. So no, the scenario that all of them keep talking about, oh yeah, betray is the best. No, betray is only the best. If you have suckers, you can sucker into it.
Yes. But everyone picking ally isn't a reasonable outcome.
Except it is, because, alright, are they going to mention the fact that
just
actually
look at the results for
just
this
said
round.
that?
What do they tell you? You're a pretty tender-hearted guy. Well, maybe tender... Oh, my apologies. I'm only trying...
Alice is right. You made us stupid, and thanks to you, our...
Yeah, so no one's going to mention... Yeah, suck my jaw and stomped away. My hands had balled themselves in fists, my throat was tight, my eyes stung. Why? Why did she die? Doesn't matter now. All we need to do now is prove, is take what I said.
Thank you, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah,
Well,
slide on.
to tell you the truth, Mr. Dio wanted to pick betray.
Yeah, of course
What?
he did. And how did
Hey!
you manage to
Mr.
prevent
Dio told
that?
me to pick betray. He said we could escape together. If we betrayed you, then we'd have...
Oh,
Yeah, because he's unaware that the
Theo,
group
is this
switched
true?
after that.
No, that...
Yeah, of course he's gonna say no.
I lied. That was a joke. Mr. Dio would never do something like that.
Okay, that's a little weird,
it
Quark.
was a joke?
Yeah. Man, you really had me going there.
I really
Does
surprised you.
not sound like it was a
So
lie.
you really were planning to choose thank you.
Don't worry about it. We only did what anybody else would do. Right, Mr. Dio?
Yeah, exactly.
I understand. I guess I just haven't had enough time to earn your trust, huh?
I suppose you could say that.
Also, it's Clover, so
I just
really
didn't
no.
really expect you to be...
Looked like there had been some sort of argument between Kay, Clover, and Tenmyoji, whatever it says. Yeah, because Kay obviously is always going to choose that. Though again, given Kay's
Zero,
whole
when
thing
does
is
the next round
self-preservation.
What makes you think we'll be happy?
Well, you said round 1. If there's a round...
Besides,
Yeah.
that's impossible.
Oh, you're right.
When?
I don't know.
think
Why
this is
not?
all
The
still the
voting
same.
hobbit.
They're up...
Right. So,
Yep, blah, blah, blah.
The ambit round moon card.
Moon cards. I mean, we can't use these cards anymore since they've got suns on them.
yes, now. You.
Yep.
So-
Bottom floor.
It's an...
So it's...
No,
This is still...
as long as that person doesn't...
Of course. You could also get stuck just below. After all, if that happens, you'll just have to continue on to round 3, and round 4, and round 5, round 100. Although,
Yeah, odds are ridiculously low that it would ever actually get there.
I don't know.
We would have to, considering the teams keep changing, eventually someone would get killed by the fact that they hadn't gotten their, What's-its. You would need to make sure that everyone's keeping all the bracelets together, even though other people are dying. Which, as we saw in our first run, people are just not keeping particularly good track of the bracelets.
Yeah?
People exactly, yeah, so, well, what about number 9?
Nope,
Okay,
there aren't
so
any.
far this is still just all the same.
well, you can open the door with just 1 or 2 people if you want.
That's not what you told us.
Then
Just use the...
What?
There's a sort of scanner. It checks to see if the right... But that doesn't necessarily mean it's scanning the people.
So,
Ding, ding, ding!
Yeah, of course it is. What was
As
the point
long
about
as
2
the
of them?
scanner sees the right combination of bracelets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
doesn't
But
matter
you would
how
have to
many
have the
people there
bracelet. Yeah. But yeah, the bracelets would have to have been off, so someone would have to be dead. So
No,
that's all you're
they
getting.
do indeed.
Then
Well,
Yeah.
the first is to get us finish around.
And the other
What's the second?
The heart
Hey,
stops.
what's the...
Do
Of course I...
No, it's easy. Nothing to it.
you?
Yeah.
Here's
Not
an
me.
You know what an electro car technically. Anyway, your
So
fancy
this is all still
A lot.
stuff we've already seen.
so there your heart stops.
Yeah.
I go.
Next round.
What do you do?
Somebody might.
There. If or maybe.
Alright, I don't know how you figure everyone might
Anyone
die.
who's VP. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
correct.
But besides that, so if I'd been right, how'd she known before Zero told us?
I see. If I say that means we'd have less than 0 if we lost 2 points.
Yep. So we definitely need to not get betrayed in the next round. 9 door, no rules about how many could blah blah blah. Yep, so still blah blah blah, normal stuff we've already seen.
Oh, the net. You already saw them. There should have been that many.
Yeah,
But
3.
wait! The
Yep,
color.
and so now the colors have changed, so... Oh, alright, so now I'm part of the yellow group. I don't think that was true last time.
So am I.
Oh, but she's solo, so she definitely won't be with me.
Me too.
Interesting, so I'm with Luna now.
It looks like the...
What do you mean?
Well, I was a solo last...
Wait, really? Mine's still...
It looks like Luna and I both changed, although I've gone from solo to pair.
And he's
I'm the
paired
opposite.
now with 5.
Mine
okay?
went...
No change
And he
here.
is the
Are
purple.
you two magenta too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Quark,
then-
Clover, and I are cyan.
But who's the pair with K?
I think Mr. K and I are
Clover
paired.
is the solo.
Looks like. When did they?
Back when the... As soon as the gates close. Parent solo. And of course, no rules. Or... Now, with all... Sadly...
What?
Yep,
Well,
blah blah blah.
I mean, I'll
Until
see
the
you
very
again.
next time that we end up at this point. So,
Did you...
shut up.
As if... I may...
Maybe.
Have a nice...
Alright. So, presumably... Are we going to launch into anything uniquely
That little
different?
piece of... If I could just get my hands on that...
Yeah, it's kind of gross. Really don't want to think about that. Okay, so this
What
is a little
happens?
different, I
We
think.
still got a while.
Yep. Check. Well, only 40 minutes this time.
We should go
Otherwise,
and
I
see if we can
don't
find any other. Maybe there's a vent, or if there's a chance Zero.
There's no point. We lose nothing by looking.
Let's split up.
Once again, we're gonna
5
go
minutes
checking
would
the
give us a
upper
good
areas.
half. Let's meet in front of the chromatic door. Any objection?
Alright, so is this going to actually be any different, or is this going to be exactly the same as the last time? How the hell did I end up here? Why me? Alright, so did we have the flashback at this point, I think, again? Yeah. So this is... blah blah blah, and I think we have the flashback... Yeah, to us getting kidnapped in the car, right? That's what's happening right now? Yes, alright. Can we skip this? Because we've definitely already seen this. Blah blah blah. So this was... Yep. We have already seen this before. Let's move through. Come on. And then you got attacked with a smoke grenade. And then you saw Zero in your rearview mirror. And then we moved along because we've already seen this. And then you woke up here. Yep. Yes, we've been here before. We already knew. Come on. Alright, get me to visiting the other 3 rooms and we'll see if anything new is in them. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so let's start in the lounge. Let's see. Previous time in the lounge were Alice and Dio. Let's see if that's changed. If it's the same, I'm kind of going to guess it's going to be exactly the same as what we saw last time. But perhaps the pairings in here are different on account of different route. It is!
Hey,
Okay.
Sigma.
So, presumably new info.
Can I get you a seat?
That's cool. I'm
What
fine.
do you want?
Oh, what do you want? Just came here to check up. On a room that we did not do the puzzle for this time. So this is the lounge, huh? Bar, sofa, 3 ladies. Feel like I'm in the VIP room.
Can I get you a drink?
Okay, you better not be
I turned
underage.
21 just the other day.
I see. Well, I guess I could probably have a drink or two then. Unfortunately, as much fun as that sounds, I don't think it's a good idea.
Why not?
This isn't really a good time
Really?
to be wasted.
It seems like this sort of thing is exactly what makes people want to drink in the first place.
Well, it's one of them, I suppose, but
Sigma?
I'm just kidding. Besides, I've got a headache. Drinking is probably not
It
best
hasn't
for
gone
me.
away yet?
Well, it was fine for a while, but now I guess the best
Are
is
you
the-
alright?
Yeah, I'm sure if I leave it alone, it'll go away in a bit. That's how it went before, anyway. Has this been happening to anyone else?
The headaches?
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I did get one a bit ago. I feel fine now.
What about you, Luna?
You know, I think I did have a bit of a headache earlier.
Well, and perhaps it's simply a side effect of the soap roll.
Not
that
me.
We were all
No headaches
deeply
here.
under.
Well, it's
Well, what?
hard to explain. I just feel kind of weird.
Well, again,
Your
soap
head
roll.
feels weird? No, my body feels weird. Like my whole body.
Yeah, like half asleep. It's, again, the soap roll. Yeah, not just my arm, my whole body feels numb
I
and
guess that's
foreign.
Oh,
Yeah,
if that's
it's,
what you're
again, the
talking
soap
about,
roll.
then it's kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
it's because of the anesthetic gas. It might
What
have
now?
looked like white smoke. The stuff they used when they abducted you.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes, again, the soap roll, because all of you have been under it
Seems
for
like we were
quite a while.
unconscious.
You think this might be some
Well,
kind
it
of
could
side
be a
effect?
side effect, or it could be that it just hasn't worn off completely yet.
Which would be a side effect, largely.
Whatever. That's not important.
Alright, I'll go somewhere
Yeah,
else.
haven't really taken a good look.
Okay, catch you later. Alright, now let's check the infirmary, and then we'll circle on back to the crew quarters, where we have already been, but whatever. Who's going to... I don't remember who was in the infirmary last time. But we've already seen that it's different groupings this time anyway, so... What have you? Yep, a diddly do. So, this
Oh,
is the
Sigma.
infirmary.
What's up with your face? You look like you just saw a roach. Are you still angry?
Of course! I'm teetering on the brink of the abyss,
I
thanks
didn't
to
have
you.
a choice. I'm just
Of
trying to
course
get
you
out
did.
of here like we all are.
And that's enough to justify screwing someone
It's
else
not what I
over.
meant, and you know it. If
Yeah,
I'd
but it's
known
what
for
you
sure
did.
that you were going to choose Ally, then I would have chosen Ally too.
Then let's all have a discussion before things get to that point again.
Easy for you to say that now.
We're gonna have another.
What? Am I such a horrible person for wanting to get out of here? I have to get out of here. There's so many things I still want to do.
Like what?
Well, let's see. I want to wear lots of gorgeous clothes. I want to eat tons of delicious...
What an idiot.
Excuse me?
There's a lot
I
of
was
people
going
in
to
here
take your
somewhere.
side, but after that load of horse shit, you're on your own.
Ugh, look. But there really is something important.
Which is?
Avenge my father's murder. That's what I have to do.
Cool.
No, I couldn't. This isn't the kind of thing I should be
didn't
telling people I don't...
Anyway... Fine, just tell me one thing. Does your father's murder have anything to do with us being
I
trapped
have no
here?
idea. As to why you're here, your guess is as good as mine. But it's possible that his death is connected to my abduction. I was on
Meaning?
their trail. I was tracking down the people who killed him.
How close were you?
I can't say, but it's possible that I was getting close enough that they decided something had to be done with me.
Are
well,
you a detective?
I wouldn't really say I'm a detective. Not a bad
so
guess.
a private eye.
Why are you guys looking at...
Well, you don't
I
have the
didn't
detective
say
look.
I was a detective.
Then what are
No.
you? CIA? Fine, well, whatever you are,
That's
you don't
fine.
look like one.
In my line of work, the less I look like what I am, the better. Better I keep him guessing.
Hey,
Anyway.
what's the...
What's she got to do with anything?
Well,
Oh,
we
that
know
was
each
a
other. I was
pretty
thinking maybe you were
revealing
related
answer
or
then.
worked together or something.
No. She has nothing to do with my work. She's just a friend that I met somewhere.
Where's
in the middle of a desert. Yes,
a desert?
But that's an awfully long story. Wait, hold on. Why am I the only person getting the 3rd degree? That doesn't seem fair to me. How about you guys give up a little personal information, too? We'll start with you, Ted. Who are you?
Just a garbage collector.
Any ties to Zero?
None.
What's your relationship with Quark? You two know each other.
Do I have to answer that?
Well, if you really don't want to.
No. And I apologize, but I don't have anything to... I mean, it's not like you told us everything either.
I see. Very well, then. Dio, what's your profession?
Well, you're probably gonna think I'm a circus ringleader.
Yes, I do think you're full of shit.
Nope. I'm the real deal. I lead a company of about 50 people. We travel all over the world. It was my grandfather's grandfather who founded it, but my father died at a young age. And my old man was a trapeze artist. He tried to do this quadruple flip and missed. Well, I guess he wasn't really young. He was about 40. He was pretty reckless for a guy that age. Always talking about how he couldn't let the kids show him up. Guess he just took it too far.
I see.
Yeah, nice
you
sob
lost your
story.
father too, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not trying to deceive.
Shit. Guess I got a little... Anyway, point is, I got grabbed on the last night of one of our tours. I'd gone out to a couple bars and gotten shit-faced. On my way back to the caravan, this black van pulls up. Before I can even get a look at him, they hit me with that gas and I'm out like a light. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in the AB room.
Exactly how'd they hit you with the gas in a car without knowing
Anyway,
themselves?
enough. We still haven't heard your story, so who are you?
I told you guys the first time we met. Don't you remember? I was on my way home from school, and when I got in my car, this white gas started
Are
pouring out.
you some kind of
everywhere.
doctor?
Huh? No, I'm still working on my degree. I'm shooting for a PhD, but I'm not
I guess
quite
you've
there
been
yet.
working on that for quite a while, huh?
Yeah, I guess
Can
I
you
have.
think of anything that might connect you to any of this?
Believe me, I've thought about it, but I just keep
What
drawing
about
a blank.
Zero?
No
Do any
idea.
of the people here look familiar to you?
Not even a little bit. Well, I guess I can't really say for sure about Kay since I haven't seen his face. I suppose it's possible he's someone I know.
Just who is he anyway?
Until that amnesia clears up. I don't think we got any way of knowing.
Come on. You know he's full of shit.
You still don't believe him?
Of course not.
Okay, well, Kay is a bit of a mystery, but what about some of the others? Clover, for instance. What is she
I think
do?
she's a student. At night, she's a waitress or a bartender or something.
What about Quark? Well, I guess he probably doesn't really have a job then. He's still in elementary school, right? Why is
It's
that funny?
nothing. Just forget about it.
Yeah, well, he's
You're right.
He's pretty good.
Boy his age would be in elementary school.
You really don't know much, do you? About Quark, I mean.
He's certainly
If
attempting
it makes
to
you
give
feel
that.
better.
Yeah,
Well, I know a little about Luna. I got her talking when we were in the infirmary.
Oh, that's
She says she's got some sort of medical license or something.
She's a nurse?
It could mean she's a doctor.
I don't know. She didn't say. Just going by how she looks, though, I'd guess nurse.
Or EMT.
That leaves us with 5. She's the most mysterious.
That's
What does a girl like
a
that
good
do?
way to put that.
You've been around her the most, Sigma. She told you anything?
Look,
Just how
I
stupid
just
she
don't
thinks
know,
I am.
alright? It's just kind of like, and some part of my brain.
That's probably best to keep to yourself.
Sure?
Yeah, no, nothing in particular. Yeah, she's a real mystery, alright. I honestly know about as much as her as I do you. So, basically nothing. I hadn't really realized it until I'd said it. I'd spent hours with Fly, and yeah, I knew nothing about her except her name, and I only had her word that even that was the truth. Who was she, really? The more I thought about it, the more suspicious she seemed. Fake detective, waitress, a garbage collector, an elementary school kid, a nurse, and a circus ringleader. Plus 2 total mysteries. What do we all have in common? I don't think Zero would just grab a bunch of people randomly.
There's no point to talking about. We should just focus on...
I agree.
I'm
Where
gonna
do you
go
plan
check
on
the others
going?
in. The crew quarters.
I
Glad to
see.
the crew quarters.
Right. Later, bro.
Interesting. You're trying to keep tabs. And don't you dare bro me. So, Quark and Kay are over here with Luna. I was gonna say Ron, but no, yeah. Luna's also been not encountered so far.
Oh, Sigma, perfect timing.
You were in the crew quarters.
Yep. Phi, Alice, and I
Did you
went through the
find
rooms.
anything?
Like a secret door or something?
If I had, you really think I wouldn't have told
Anything
you?
else out of the ordinary, perhaps?
Out of the ordinary.
What's this
Well,
book?
book, I guess.
A meow?
Oh, sorry. It's just this thing that's happened to me ever since I was a kid. Whenever I start talking about cats, I start talking like one, which isn't a thing, but whatever. Doesn't really mean anything, though.
That's weird. So what's the cat book about?
Oh, okay, are we just
Oh,
gonna-
yes. A cat is
Pretend,
put in a
please?
box with a device that has a That means the cat is
Yes,
both
yes.
alive, something like that. What?
Superposition. I don't really... Yeah, of course he doesn't know.
So it
just move.
probably
Thank you,
is.
Quark.
Quark?
Yeah, we never did figure out anything about the limbs.
What do you mean?
We checked out the lounge with Clover and Tenmyoji, and Quark was in the infirmary with Dio and Luna.
Well,
Anything
this whole
suspicious there?
facility is pretty suspicious. I suppose that's not what you meant. Well, the puzzles in the lounge were lunar eclipse themed.
Indeed they were.
Yes, apparently there's supposed to be a lunar... All the puzzles were...
Yes, they are. Isn't that this New
I
Year's Eve?
suppose it is. Well, I can't say I know what year, or even what day it is, but Clover was saying something to that effect.
So he's one of the more out-of-the-loop time-wise. I'd been knocked out at dawn on the 25th, so 35th would be 6 days after that. Lunar eclipse. What did it have to do with any of this? Try as I might, I couldn't think of any way an eclipse could be connected to our abductions. Especially
What about the
since in this
infirmary, Quark?
time he hasn't asked everyone and found out that they were kidnapped on very different days in several cases.
Did you find any...
Yeah, we did find some. Just one thing though.
was
Dio
it?
and Luna didn't tell you?
No.
Okay, I got it right here.
I guess
Just a
Luna's
second.
not here. Quark reached into his pocket, pulled out what appeared to be a newspaper clipping. My throat began to tighten as I read it. Oh, right, the Radical 6 thing. Kira continues to elude authorities. Radical 6, wildfire. So,
It seems a little hard to believe.
some kind of pandemic
Yes.
sounds like a big deal. Anything on the news? First time I even heard the term Radical 6. Was that true, though? Was this really the first time I'd heard it? I couldn't shake the feeling I had heard Radical 6 somewhere before. But where and why?
If it is true, then is there a pandemic raging on the other side of these walls?
Could be. Clover's voice shattered the silence. Are we almost late? I presume that's
You
why.
guys, hurry! You need to come with me.
Has something happened?
Yes, I mean, sort of. I mean, what did you? It's horrible.
Okay, so
Never
now
mind.
they've
Just
found
shut up
me.
and you'll understand when you see. It's right over here in the next room. Just follow me.
Maybe. Or maybe things have advanced really fast and someone's already tried to kill someone. Clover was first, followed by me, Kay, and Quark. She said none, just pointed under the bed. Three of us crouched down and followed her finger. There it was. Okay, that's the thing from the vision. What the hell is this?
I think it's a bomb.
How do you even possibly remotely know that? Bomb? No, no way. Yeah, from your memory, like I said, but alright, so it was beeping at that time.
So, that.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Putting a connection there that I didn't, but okay. He probably should still keep a little quiet about that. Same bomb in my vision that it hadn't been a hallucination. Maybe you don't know that. Had it actually been a premonition?
We need to tell everybody.
No, it's all right. Luna's out rounding them up.
excuse me?
They
Oh,
should
okay,
be here
yeah.
in just a few seconds.
Well, good. Sounds like they have indeed just arrived.
See?
Where is it? Where's this bomb?
No sooner had she spoken the words than the rest of our fellow captives arrived. Luna pushed through them and pointed at the bomb.
There. You see?
Still feel like, how did you people even know that that's what it was? Also, how did we not notice it when we were examining all these rooms? Whatever. For several long moments, we just stared in silence. Slowly, we began to eye one another. Old suspicions suddenly reawakened. It was Phi who finally broke the silence.
Doesn't look like it has a timed detonator. There must be a remote somewhere.
You're right. It'll probably use an active button or switch of some sort, not a dead man switch. If we can get it, we should be safe as long as we don't press the button.
Who was the first person to find
Me
this?
and Luna. We found it while we were searching this room.
I thought you and Lunar were in the
Well,
lounge.
yeah.
Oh no, I guess she was.
We looked all over, but we couldn't find anything there. So we gave up on the lounge and came here.
Yeah,
I can
good
confirm
find.
that. I wanted to look around the lounge some more, so you guys must have found it when you got...
Yes.
How did you know it was...
Well, I mean, I could tell just by looking at it.
Why?
Oh, okay.
Well, during my train...
Oh, as a waitress. Oh! Alice was obviously lying massively then. Clover's eyes widened and she clapped her hands over her mouth.
Anyway, this is definitely
Really
a
not
bomb.
good at whatever their job is.
I guarantee it.
How do you know?
I just do, okay?
You sounded pretty sure about the switch. How do you know all this?
Let's just say it's an occupational hazard.
What kind of occupation do you have?
I can't tell you that.
Not
Spare
a
me the
detective.
bullshit. This isn't time for keeping secrets.
Please, just trust me. Look, I know
Oh,
I'm
right.
repeating
You
myself,
literally just
but
betrayed
I'm sure
us.
that's a
But
bomb.
please just trust you.
And
Sure.
it's not just any kind of bomb. It's an antimatter bomb.
A what?
Antimatter. Wait, you mean a bomb
Sure,
that uses
okay.
annihilation energy?
Okay, we are solidly within science
Oh,
fiction
you know what
again.
that is?
All right.
Anyway, yes. You're...
What's Annie?
Yeah, you're hilarious.
Huh? Why?
Well, your name is Quark. You do know what that means.
Yeah? Grandpa told me. He said it's an elementary particle, but
Yep.
I see. Can you explain?
Me?
Well, you know him best.
I don't know. It's hard to...
You want me to do...
Yes, please.
Yeah, if I nodded and turned to Quark.
Okay. To begin with, we usually refer to bits of matter as particles, but there are also these things called antiparticles.
Yada yada yada.
For example, an electron is a particle with a negative charge. It has a sort of opposite, which is the antiparticle called the positron. So, protons have antiprotons, and neutrons have antineutrons. Antimatter is a general term that covers all the antiparticles. The thing that's interesting about antimatter is that because it's the opposite of normal matter, when they collide, they both sort of cancel each other out. When they cancel each other out, though, it releases a whole bunch of energy. That process is called annihilation. So, an antimatter bomb is a bomb that uses annihilation energy.
sorry.
I don't really.
You've got men and
cares?
women,
Just
right?
move.
What happens when you put them... Well, if there were... Because
Okay,
they're
this is
opposite elements. Like when a plus cancels... That's... But when you get annihilation...
I know.
No one cares that you
Exactly. In this case, the baby... It's not a real baby, of course, but like a...
Okay. Yeah,
That's
forget
kind
it.
of
Just
a
move on.
you
It's a
followed it,
bomb.
though, right?
Who cares?
Yeah, but just how big of an explosion are we gonna get here?
Well,
It's
based
pretty
on my
simple,
premonition,
actually.
Big enough to
Just
kill
use
all of
Einstein.
us.
The mass loss during annihilation will be...
So you would take the total mass of matter and antimatter and multiply it by...
For example, let's say that that would mean there would also be 350 milligrams of matter.
So you'd have 700...
Yes. That means annihilation would produce roughly 63 trillion joules. That's about as much energy as the Hiroshima bomb.
What the? You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, because that's like massively. That's enough to kill the facility, not just
There's
everyone
only
in it.
350 milligrams of stuff in there.
Well, technically it's 700 milligrams since...
That's not the point. We're talking about something that weighs less than a gram, being equal to a bomb that weighed like 10,000 pounds.
Don't get so excited.
And it could be a regular bomb and it would still be threatening our lives, but whatever.
I think I know what kind of bomb this is. It's probably using anti-hydrogen. There should only be about 25 micrograms of material in there.
That's less than 1,000.
So you'd only get about...
What is that?
About as much explosive power as 1 ton of TNT.
Which, I reiterate, is still easily enough to kill all of us, so...
A ton?
Yes.
And how exactly? That's enough to blow up a 10-story building!
True. But it's a lot less. We don't know how big. If we can get far enough away from the bomb, we might have a chance of survival.
If it can take out a 10-story building, how far do you think we can get away from it?
But how do we know this is the...
What do you mean?
Look at it carefully.
What now?
It's got a number 3.
Likely indicating
If the
there are multiple
bombs are
targets.
numbered,
Then there could be a number 2 or number 1.
yes, there's
Minimum.
no way to know if this is the final bomb either.
Yep. And likely as not, if someone put one of these in a hidden place like this in the first place, yeah, they probably are scattered across the entire area. So it would seem that there were more timers
Anyway,
on
we
us
can't
than
just
we
sit
were
here and do
aware of.
nothing. We should move it.
Theo stepped forward and reached for the bomb.
No! Don't touch it!
Okay, Alice grabbed Dio by the wrist and jerked him away from the bed.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Have you
Well,
got a duck
you
fish or
didn't
something?
say anything
this
about
bomb
that.
is here because somebody planted it. Do you really think they didn't rig it to go off if some idiot tried to move it?
Well, then what the fuck are we supposed to do?
We'll just have to leave it be for now, until we can find the detonator or figure out how to turn it off.
Then you're telling us we should just prance off and ignore the incredibly deadly bomb that is probably gonna kill us all?
Well, touching it and making it go off
There's not
now
much
doesn't
else
seem
we
like a
can
better
do.
option.
Do you know how to turn it?
Well,
Yeah, does it
there
look like
is a
it?
way.
Then spill the bean. How do we turn the damn...
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate.
So we just need
Yes,
to get the
that's
password. Well, but possibly
again.
multiple.
You see it? Right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, then we can enter the pass.
Why? Yes, we've already...
Who would do
what's your point?
something?
I have no idea,
I don't know
but we
what
can
that
figure
look
out
around
when
was all
they did
about.
it. When you
Oh,
and I
yeah?
searched this room, we didn't find anything, right? So that means the bomb must have been planted after we'd left.
I guess that's true. Either that or we missed it. But yeah, I guess that's not wrong. After that, we'd been around other people. There's no way someone could have snuck off the
I
planet.
don't know about that. After we finished the AB game, we all split up. But if someone planted it right before then...
Before the AB game.
Oh, yeah. You don't know, do you? Before we went off to the 3 rooms, we searched the hallway. Everybody was all split up.
Yeah. Anyone could have come by here then. It would have been easy to sneak away.
You know, I don't remember seeing you around, Sigma.
Oh,
What were you
fine.
doing?
Huh, well, I was just kind of deep in thought, I guess. I stayed behind the warehouse when you guys went off. Hey, why are you guys giving me that look? You don't think I planted
I never
it, do
said
you?
that.
Not out loud, you didn't. You've got to be kidding me. I don't know anything about this bomb.
Really? Back when we were in the AB room, you said you saw the moment when the bomb exploded.
Thanks, Fi. That was just I could hardly say premonition. If they didn't think it was the worst lie on the planet, they'd think I was insane. Figure of speech. Or you're already too deep into it. Wait. This doesn't make any sense. According to 10BOG, any one of us could have been in here. Why am I the only one who's under suspicion? Also, there's no way to know the culprit here is actually one of us. Maybe there's someone else in here and they set up the...
Impossible. There's no
Why?
way that would get past Zero. And there's no way Zero would let anybody do something that would get in the way of the game going forward. What?
And what if the
When you
bomb
say Zero,
doesn't stop?
you mean the AI, right?
Of course.
This is From now on, let's refer to the which would, of course...
Okay, fine with me.
Yeah, we're at this point in the
Anyway,
story.
whichever one it is, they're not...
What if the 10th person is Zero
I don't
Senior?
think it could be.
Why
Well,
not?
Zero Jr. said that the real Zero was one of us.
Fi and Clover were right. There couldn't be a 10th guest. Zero Senior was, without a doubt, one of us. But if that was the case, then could Zero Senior have planted the bomb? If not, then who had? Also, why would they have waited to plant it? Yes, everyone's names, thank you. Or, it seemed insane, but could it have been Quark? No. Why would Zero Senior have gone to all the trouble of setting up a bomb? To make this game more exciting? To make it seem more dangerous? No, it didn't fit at all. But if that was the case, then the person who planted the bomb was someone other than Zero Senior.
Oh no, this is bad.
Let me
Press
guess.
the buttons on your...
Time, yeah, we have supremely blown our time.
We've only got
out
4
the
minutes
window.
until the chromatic doors open!
Let's go then.
You're right. This bomb thing is gonna have to wait until later.
Alright. Goodness gracious, this part took a lot longer than I was expecting, considering so much of it was skippable material. But we're gonna go ahead and get to the vote, or to the portion where they ask us which of the chromatics we're gonna go through, and that's where we'll leave it so that next time we can pick it up with choosing a chromatic door. But before that point, there's usually still some talking, as well as people saying, oh, I don't want to go with them, I don't want to go with them. So we're going to wait till we see how much of that passes on. So, Fi, go ahead and lay out for us what are the three possible
Chromatic
groups.
doors have
Everybody start
5
saying which
minutes
of those pairs they're not
The
willing to
doors
do.
have opened.
We need to figure out who's.
So our options this time
We don't have
are,
time to wait for you to figure it out. Just pay attention. I'm only gonna say this once.
yeah, so get to it. Yeah, so me and Luna with... Who's C? Clover, duh. Oh, or just let that play out. Yeah, so Tenmyoji and Dio with Alice. Kane Quark with Phi. Yeah, okay, so we don't actually need to hear these until we find out who's going to refuse to go in certain places.
3 minutes.
Yep. So,
We need a
who's going to
system
actually
here, or
refuse?
why don't we let the people who are at the most... The
The most
people
what?
who only have one...
Oh, so that'd be me, you, and Tenmyoji.
No way.
Well, then
We'll
what
be
would you
fair
suggest?
and take a vote.
A vote? So we all just like raise our hands for the option we
Exactly.
want?
So which one do you want, Al?
Option C. I want to go with Sigma and Luna.
Well, I don't want to go with you. Tough, pick something else.
Looks like you're not so fond of me anymore. Do you agree with him, Luna?
I'll just let Sigma decide.
Fine.
Well, that was easy.
I'd like option C too. Clover and I were a pair for the first round, so I feel that I can trust her. What about you, Quark?
That's fine with me.
So that's 3 votes for option C, counting mine. How about the rest of you?
I'd like to pair up with Sigma and Luna, too.
So option B, I'd like to go with Phi. You good with that, Luna?
Sure, I really don't mind.
Then we've got 3 votes for option B.
I'd like to go with option A.
Of course, you can't just tie break. You want to pair up with Alice? You're a strange duck.
How about you, Tenmyoji?
I don't mind going with option.
Fine. The one that the
remains.
least number of people have issues with then seems to be A, so... If Clover's vote doesn't decide this thing, we're gonna have to figure
Which one
something
do you
else
want, Clover?
I want to go. Park chose Ally in
fine.
the first round.
Then that's what we're doing.
out. Option C had won, so yeah, just move on.
10, 9, 8, 7.
So it looks like
The
this
doors
time
are closing.
we will not be getting any
Let's go.
options. Come on, Luna, hurry up. We gotta get to the blue
Right.
door. And that's more or less where I'm gonna go ahead and call it. So, thanks for watching. We will catch you next time.